Hello, I'm IBXToyCat, and welcome to another texture pack review. This is something I actually do every time a texture pack comes out for Minecraft console, and today I'm going to be reviewing the pattern texture pack, which came out just this morning for both Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation. So it's available to download right now for all platforms for just $1 or 65p, but not everyone necessarily wants to buy it because, you know, there's a lot of texture packs out there right now, and this might not be one you're looking for, so hopefully this video will help you decide whether or not it is. If you're on the fence about buying it, like I am, then yeah, hopefully this guide helps you out, because what I like to do is I show off the overworld experience, just what it's like to be in the overworld, you know, like the UI, the animals, all the various things, like the small things that will be like, oh wow, that's strange. Then I like to show off the general building things, like, you know, whether or not the, you know, like it makes your old builds ruined, whether or not there are good textures, whether or not there are bad textures, all that sort of stuff. And then I like to go to the Nether, because every different texture pack has a different take on the Nether, and then finally go underground and show you if it's a reasonable experience down there, because if you are going to use the texture pack in survival, you need to know whether you can get your ores in survival or whether you have to switch out to another texture pack. So yeah, that's everything I'm going to be doing in this texture pack review / showcase, so please do like it if you do like it, and yeah, it helps out the channel a lot, and it lets me know that you like it. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So the very first thing I noticed when I saw this texture pack and loaded it up is, wow, look how ridiculously colourful it is. Like, just looking at the hotbar alone, like, it drags my eyes away from the rest of the screen, because there's just so many bright colourful things here. Because if you look, it's got bright pink hearts there, the melons are bright green and pink. And then, you know, even, like, my items are bright blue and pink here. Like, you know, I've got my pink sword, got my pink hearts, got my pink melons. The one good thing I really do like about it is if you're eating melons, like I am in my Let's Play world right now, then, of course, you know, it matches what you're eating. But besides that, it's very colourful, and it distracts my eye away from everything else. If you're the sort of person that really loves, you know, just bright colours all over the screen, like right now you're like, yeah, look at all the colours, I love the pink trees, it matches my pink hearts, then that's a great thing for you. But for me, it is a bright, you know, kind of distraction for me that's going to take me a while to get used to, and I don't think it's particularly great. I think the rest of the UI, like the inventory screen, like the crafting screen, like the pause screen, and the host options screen, you can see all of this stuff is really, really easy to see and really great. But you know, it's a bit too bright on the hearts and the thing for my liking, especially when you combine of how bright all the items is. But that's just, of course, my opinion. So as far as the animals go with this texture pack, most of them are pretty understandable. Like, you can tell that's an orange sheep, that's a red sheep, you can probably tell that's a white sheep. But for some reason, the cows are orange, which is a weird decision, which doesn't even make any sense, and the dogs are blue. I actually really do like the dog texture, because it's got like a little heart for a nose, it's got some weird orange and bluey legs there, with a little, like, Christmas-like present little texture there. Like, the dog just seems to be a collection of lots and lots of different textures, and that's a pretty accurate, like, description of the texture pack. So, it's called the pattern texture pack for a reason, and it's because every different type of block has a really unique different type of texture. So, if you look at the wooden planks, for instance, they've got this really nice different, like, shadow thing as you go along it. So as you can see here, like, I really, really like this personally. The way it like has shadows all along it, I think that's pretty cool. If you look at the stone slabs here, you can see they've got this really cool little diamond pattern on them. If you look at the grass, it's got these cool triangles on them, and you look at the sand there, you look at the water here, they've all got very, very different patterns, and I think this makes it a great texture pack for people who want to build, because it takes your existing builds and just makes them more unique. Like, with the exception of my bank, which becomes a big blue blob, like, if you look at most of my buildings, like, they turn a lot more interesting with this, and that's something I think is really, really great about this texture pack. It can take existing buildings and make them better, while still being really unique and cool. Like, for instance, look at my pixel art here. Like, unlike a lot of texture packs, the black wool is still black wool, but it still, you know, makes it's got a little texture on there, but it still makes really nice pixel art, and that's something that I think they've listened to people's feedback on the previous texture packs, so I think that's pretty cool right there. As far as why the ground is orange here, this is one of the improvements. It's one of the first texture packs to do this, and I think it's really great because the swamp biome is bright orange in this texture pack. So, although the plains biome is the nice bright green you know already, it changes the swamp biomes to be all bright orange, which is something I think is pretty cool. This shouldn't be this should be a swamp biome, by the way, but it's an extreme hill. But don't question it. But basically, yeah. So, but it makes the swamp biomes bright orange, which is actually kind of nice in a way, and I think it's pretty cool. So, best texture as far as like the overworld goes, I think it has to be Nether quartz. I mean, that's technically a Nether texture, but I really, really like the Nether quartz texture. Like, it really goes with pretty much anything here. Like, look at it with the house there, look at it with the dock here. It really, really does work quite well, and I quite like it a bit. I also really like the boat texture, because they've got the little anchors on the side, and they've got, I'm not even sure what this is meant to be on the inside there, but it's it's still pretty cool, I think. Let's try and stand on the boat until it apparently breaks. And yeah, just a pretty cool texture in general there. So the worst texture I'd say is have to be all of the you know, stone-based ones, because although they do change to blue, which is kind of a nice change. Like, it makes the dull building here, like, it's just a big stone brick pile. It makes it look even more dull and boring, which isn't a particularly great thing either. So, yeah, so there's some really great textures in the overworld, some kind of boring ones, but overall, I think it's a pretty nice improvement, and for builders in particular, you know, you have so many more options now, because everything has a different texture. Like, look at the cobblestone here, for instance, then look at the brick, then look at the stained clay over here for my firework. Like, it's just all also different, also cool, and I really do like, you know, the variety you have here. But yeah, let's go to the Nether then, let's show you what's going on there, and because it's something that is a little bit different. Finally, if you look at the leaves on those trees, I'll show you when I get back to the real world. But yeah, so now we're back into the Nether. So, the Nether has a big slight change in my opinion, and that, like, the big red fog that stops you from seeing very far on the Nether has actually changed to blue, and it makes it a lot more inviting. Like, look at this place, it's actually kind of nice to look around, and that's probably the biggest change as far as I'm concerned in the Nether. If you look at the soul sand here, it's got spooky ghoul faces on it, which is interesting to say the least. And for the most part, the two main textures in the Nether, the Nether brick and the Netherrack, they're both been changed, and I really like both of them a lot. Like, this Netherrack texture is a very nice one that you could actually use in a real world build. Like, it takes away a lot of the uselessness of that stuff. And one thing I don't like about the Nether, which is technically true about the real world too, is the fire texture, because it is a lot higher, which is kind of cool, and it's unique in some way, so I think it gets points for being unique. But as far as, you know, how it looks, like, it doesn't look like fire, it looks like, you know, like a party thing, but you go into it and it still hurts like it's fire. So yeah, not particularly big fan of that one. But the Nether in general, I think they've done a pretty good job with, because I'm going to hope I don't get hit by that ghast over there. Okay, I actually didn't. That's pretty nice of me. But yeah, so just gonna keep on running past all the things in the Nether, and hope one of them doesn't hit me, so we can head back to the real world here. As you can see, all of the Nether texture is really nice. Like, it's a really fun place to explore this, and it's a really cool place to explore too. I'm getting pretty lucky by not getting hit by absolutely everything right here. Again, I finally get hit by something. But yeah, so Nether's a pretty cool place. I like the fact that they changed the fog to blue. It really makes the place nicer, and I wish there was a way to do that in a normal texture pack. But yeah, as far as the Nether in general, it's above average for Nethers, which is nice. A couple of improvements would probably come in the form of glowstone changes, and I guess Nether quartz could be more exciting too. Like, if you look at it, it just looks like loads of white little raindrops on it. It's not quite as exciting to me as it probably could have been. But in general, yeah, very good Nether. I like it quite a bit. Let's head back to the real world so I can show you the nighttime world with a little bit of, you know, the other biomes that you can, and the other buildings that you can see from the other side of my world. So, yeah, something I really like is the background whenever you leave or join the Nether, and just, you know, loading up the world in general. Like, look at this. It's really cool. It's taken a really long time to leave, so you get to look at a lot of this. It's a really good showcase of the texture pack, because, you know, as far as I can tell, although this texture pack is bright and colourful and draws my eyes, and honestly, I don't think I can use too much in survival. If it's something you can get past, there's a lot of really nice things in this texture pack that kind of make it worth your while. So yeah, we'll go outside at nighttime so you can see a little bit what's going on here, because I do have a bright jungle biome which is has a lot of mobs there, so you can look at all of them in case that's what you're interested in. So this is the color of the the jungle biome, which is on the ground here, and as you can see, looking around the place, you can see most mobs look pretty similar. Like the zombie, you can understand the skeleton's got a slightly strange thing, and the creeper and the spider look like that. But if you look at the witch and you look at the enderman, if we can find a couple more of those, they've both been changed in a very significant way to make them very odd, to say the least. Which is, you know, it's cool and it's unique, but it's something that hopefully we can actually just show off rather than talk about. So yeah, look at the spiders. They've got to be one of my favorite changes, because their eyes are bright red and you can see them from so far away, and I'm not sure if they actually do have light to them, but it's scary to look at regardless. And if you like being scared by things, which isn't something I'm a fan of, then I'm sure you'll like those a lot. So let's run away from the stuff now. It looks like we're having no luck with spawning stuff. As far as the other mobs, like, I'll show you the Wither on screen right now. Like, I'll cut to a little bit of video, and I'll also show you the Ender Dragon. They've both been changed to a pretty nice way, in my opinion. Like, I know a lot of people like to see those things, but I don't actually have the ability to spawn an end dragon in the world. But yeah, let's finally go over to... Oh, sorry, let's finally go back to my house. Let's show off the Enchanted Valley, as I like to call it, which is just the big mushroom valley with lots of cool stuff here. One thing I really do like about this texture pack is the mushroom block, which you can see is the blocks for these brown mushrooms just here, has been changed, and it looks, because it's so trippy, it looks really cool. Sorry about the noises, by the way, but because it's so trippy, I don't know how to describe it besides trippy, but because of how it looks, it is really cool. and I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, brown mush, or like the mushroom block, which is a secret block you can only get with Silk Touch, is really improved it, and I like that quite a bit. So the other mushroom texture, as you can see here, is also quite nice. And let's finally head below ground and let's show you what the underground looks like, shall we? So the underground, as we can show down here, I'll actually go down the ladder because I really like the ladder texture. Like, it's one of those nice things in this texture pack. Like, just take a second to look at it. Like, it's just bright like little colors on the edge of the ladder, but it's something that, you know, has a nice little effect on me, and I think, oh yeah, that's pretty nice. So we'll actually stop going down the ladder now and just head straight down the little hole here. Something that I think is pretty cool about the underground is, although the you know, the kind of stone texture's been majorly changed and the dirt texture's slightly changed too, you actually mostly understand where you're going underground. Like, there's one big fatal flaw of going underground. It's that the lapis texture and the diamond texture, it takes a while to understand the differences between them. Like, the diamond texture has a slightly more, I guess, diamondy, kind of like, you know, triangle-y slash with a little bit of a round edge there. Look to it, whereas the lapis is a little bit more rounded, but otherwise it can be a little difficult to tell the difference between those two things, so that is a little bit of a problem you want to bear in mind. But overall, this texture pack is pretty good. I think it's like, you know, one of the... It's probably right in the middle there, actually, of the texture pack. It's definitely better than the plastic texture pack, definitely better than the cartoon texture pack, and if you can stand all the bright colors, which to me starts to make me go, my eyes, if you can actually stand all of that, there's loads of really nice things in this texture pack. Like, you know, this torch animation right here, for instance, look at it, it's just pretty nice. You look at the lava, you look at the water, it just all has a really nice effect to it. And, you know, like I said, yeah, if you compare the colors, it's great, and probably worth a buy if you want a nice cartoony texture pack. If you want a serious texture pack, of course this isn't one for you. And, yeah, if you want a nice, simple underground experience, it's okay. If you want a nice Nether experience, it's pretty good. And for building, it's perfect, because of just how many textures it introduces into the game. If you're the sort of person that wants to build, maybe in survival, I think this is a great opportunity for you. But, yeah, that's what I have to say about the texture pack. If you want to go buy it, you can. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.